your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.
It is the Halo Infinite podcast. I'm one of the four hosts, Josh Schmidt, Mulehorn. What's going on, buddy?
I'm here.
Nice. I love it.
I made it. It's been what, two or three episodes?
Yeah, it's been a few episodes, man.
Vacation and illness, like throwing up, all the fun stuff.
Don't eat eggs that have been sitting in the cooler for a couple of days and been in the van. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah. Pro tip. Johnny Bo, what's going on?
What's up? I'm here as well.
I'm here as well. How's your back?
And I just got done carrying all three of you
until the back broke
in the tech preview.
Rocket.
I wanted somebody else to feel good, so I'm like, I'm not going to try that hard this match.
Rocket kills don't count, man.
Oh, and there
were still rockets on that map. That's why I didn't get any kills.
Nightcrawler, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you. Woo. I have a clip that I'll have to put into the Discord, but it was the first Spartan bot game that I played, and I got there's a special medal for it where it's a single bullet from the sniper, and I got two kills with it. It has a special medal
or something. Like
it is a collateral, but I forget what it was called. But I have the clip. But it was a no scope, so I got double no scope plus that single medal. It was pretty cool. Love it.
Well, this is the first community Halo Infinite podcast, and we are doing this live in Discord. There will be a link in the description, and we're bringing in you guys, so you're gonna get to hear from different people in the community tonight, just their thoughts on the technical preview. But before we do that, we're going to give some quick thoughts. Mule, you want to kick us off? Like, how are you liking it?
There's very little that I don't like about it, man. There's a lot of things that I think are really, really good. I was kind of chatting with you guys when we were doing a little bit of the live stream about how I love that sprint is not going to like break the game. And how it's mostly used to like propel you to jump, do like slide jumps. Because even if you're like, I did a little test, even if you run behind somebody, like if they're sprinting and you're just walking behind them, there's not too much of a difference. So I like that it's not going to really affect the map sizes and things like that. And it's not going to like break the game, but it's going to allow for some really slick movement that we've already been experiencing, playing the test flights. I really like the gunplay. It does feel a little flighty like Halo 5, but not bad once you kind of get your settings down on your controller. And man, it feels like you said this, Josh, when we were playing, it feels like this game was made for the elite, man. Like the quick trigger draws and everything. It just feels great. I love the map design. I mean, there's the only thing that I've really encountered is I had a weird bug where my gun was auto firing, but I think it's because I'm on PC and I'm playing with a controller, and I had to move my mouse and it stopped like auto firing. And sometimes when you do like a little slide, you'll like catch your knee like in your view, which bugs me a little bit, but it's not a big thing. I still got to get used to the ping system. Like the ping system's kind of something I got to get used to doing. I'm not used to that in Halo. But I really hope if they're looking for improvements, they actually allow you to ping after you die, like ping your ex or something. Like there's guys there. Yeah, or we'll be like, that whole game we're like, on my ex. Well, there's 3 X's and I don't have your name above it. So I don't know whose X is what.
So don't have gamer tags live being the full name above your head. It's just a dot. Just the dot, yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be nice if we had that. But other than that, man, I mean, I've really been enjoying it. It feels great. The weapons feel really beefy. I like it. The AR is probably the best it's ever been in any Halo game. Like, it just feels so good.
Correct. It's viable.
Yeah.
Mule, you're talking about the ping system. One of the things that I started doing was actually using my right thumb to ping instead of taking my left thumb off of the stick, because it's like you literally are just standing still at that point. And I don't love, like, to try to ping while you're in a firefight or getting shot, like you can't just stand there. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but that's what I've been doing to try to incorporate the ping into some of the gunfights or whatever. So, John, how are you liking it so far?
I am enjoying it a lot. I played throughout the weekend, started on Thursday night, and I didn't really play too much when the bots were live. I played a little bit when they went to Spartan bots just to see what that was like, and it wasn't as difficult as I was expecting. But as soon as PvP went live tonight, it just got super sweaty, and it was great. It was fun. I think the guns, all the guns feel viable in this game. Like, I don't think you're gonna have. I don't think there's gonna be a meta where, in Halo 5 it was the Magnum. I think multiple guns will be viable in any game mode. I like the Commando a lot. I was able to get the kick down, and I like using that. And if you land all your shots with it, man, it just shreds. And then I was using a sidekick to take the shields down, and then switch the AR real quick to get the kill. It just feels good. The gameplay, the gunplay feels great. The movement is fast and fluid. I think the slide jump is a must, and once you get that down, it's going to feel amazing.
Especially with the hammer.
Yeah,
sliding in with the hammer. That's almost the best way to close the distance, because it changes the vertical plane that you're on, so you don't get lit up as you're just running blindly at them, and then you can finish it off with the hammer swing, which is really satisfying.
And the hammer swing takes longer than it has in the past.
Mm-hmm. So and it's less range than it ever had as well. Yeah.
So you need some type of lead up, and that's the slide. When I saw Crawler slide in with the hammer, I'm like, oh man, that's what you're supposed to do, I guess.
That and the grapple. I haven't had a lot of good interactions like mixing the two, because it's kind of got to be a perfect storm to be able to get the grapple and the hammer at the same time and then finagle it. But I can foresee that being like a really fun way just to come at somebody super fast and then finish it off with the hammer.
Yeah, I just think there's so many different ways to approach engagements that I think it's gonna make it more accessible, but also maybe widen the skill gap.
Oh, in that last game we played, I hit the back in that yellow BR area, I hit the grapple, like kind of in front of the BR while there was a guy in the doorway, and he couldn't keep up with where I was. Like he saw me do the grapple, but then he couldn't turn fast enough, and I was able just to take him out, and there's it just makes it so good. Crawler, how are you liking the PvP so far?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely been a ramp up over the course of the weekend with just Marine bots, and then ODST, and then the Spartan bots. I think the jump from Marine to ODST, I think, had a lot of us worried about Spartan bots, but I feel like either the AI learning hasn't evolved enough for the Spartans too much yet, because I feel like ODSTs got benefited a little bit. They had some strategy. I didn't notice much difference with the Spartans, but it wasn't as scary as what I thought it was going to be. And then definitely just the last 5 or 6 matches we just did before we went live here, getting to actually go against real humans, and it was the biggest jarring change was when you spawned. I wish they would have mixed it up throughout the weekend, that we would have gotten both spawns against the AI, because it was really different when we spawned jarring on the other side. We didn't know where to go or where the drops. One thing kind of going through the weekend, I think we'll have a laundry list of stuff we just want to see improved upon, and maybe this stuff has also already been addressed, but the weapons, when you get close to them, you see the information pop up about it. I kind of, unless you have an item, like an equipment item, already in your inventory. You don't really see what you get unless you're like really closely listening to your AI as they say something, and or you recognize kind of what the little icon is in there. So I mean, it'd be nice if you could see a little bit. I guess like the overshield does, but I feel like the camo and not the camo, the grapple and the drop shield and the what's the third one? Like the threat indicator. Like they don't really say what they are, like floating above them, like everything else in the game. So I'd like to see that kind of come in. I'm sure there's a lot of just UI stuff that they're gonna add and tweak.
Once you get to learn the maps and the items, I think you'll be able to tell what each one of them is.
It feels like Halo is back, honestly, and it's not just it's like it's in the air. I don't really know how to explain it, but it just feels like this feels like the Halo 2 days. This feels like the Halo 3 days, like the Reach days where just like here's what it is. I know why it's I've had interactions in the real world. My waiter today at lunch, I was like, he had like an anime shirt on, and I was like, "Oh, do you do any gaming?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm big into Nintendo and then shooters, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, so are you stoked for Halo?" He's like, he just lit up. He's like, "I'm so excited." He was just super stoked. I've run into other people at stores or just out and Halo gets brought up, and there's a lot of people that are really excited, and it feels like this game is going to deliver. Like we have not. The other thing is we're playing this game like we played Halo 2 and like we played Halo 3 and like we played Reach. We've had the first day we had one map. I could have played all day long on that same map. I wouldn't have gotten bored. You know, the second day they add a second map, and it's just like this just keeps getting better. And then we get a third day, and it's like if this game launched with these 3 maps, I'd still be good to go for quite a while.
Slayer. Like we haven't even seen the other modes yet. It's just been Slayer, and it's been a blast. I mean, it's like we just streamed it for an hour or an hour and 20 minutes, and it flew by. Like just playing Halo,
the whole 10-12 minute arena match, like time melts away in comparison to playing, like, and we've talked about this, like in comparison to the lull of a battle royale. This is, you're in the action, you're busy, so it feels the time just melts away, like you said, and it doesn't feel like just wasted aimless running through a field to go loot some boxes and get a weapon to then get shot in the back, as Johnny would say. So, I mean, it's purposeful time, and it's also regimented, blocked out time. Like if you have 15 minutes before you have to go somewhere, you can safely jump in and get a match in, get it done, and know that you're good and have that stopping point, that clear-cut definition of what you're playing. And it's not just this waste of a time just sitting in front of your screen, waiting in a queue, waiting in a drop, waiting and running around doing nothing, and you feel like meaningful action towards progress somewhere.
I'm going to grab one of our mods, Joel Mead. Let's see if this works. Can I do it? Can I just bring him in? No, maybe.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I brought myself in because I don't think it was going to work.
Okay, first disclaimer about this: let's avoid data mines and spoilers. I think we'll be fine, but just as a disclaimer, let's avoid that.
And also, the PvP arena it's done. They turned it off already.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
did it.
That quick.
Yeah, so we pretty much played the whole time. It probably would have turned off mid-match.
I'm interested to see how much heat data they can have off those maps.
Yeah. So Joel, you've been able to play good portion of the weekend. How are you liking it, and what'd you think of the PvP?
Yeah, definitely. So I typed out my notes here so I wouldn't forget by the time it was my turn. But thanks for having me on here, guys.
You're more professional than us.
You coming for our jobs?
I had the Clippy guy on MS Word help me out here.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, I I think grapple shot. I only got it a couple of times for short intervals, but the thing I like about it is that it feels like something that it's in the trailers and everything. It seems like someone can just take over a match. But my feeling was that you really have to have some skill with it for it to matter at all, because like you can easily miss with it and then die right away because you get punished if you're in that animation and you miss your grapple. I did land one grapple melee, but I was like right next to him, and so it was easy. But so I appreciated that because you don't want OP weapons and gear in it to completely imbalance a match.
It also doesn't have that much of a range. I thought it was going to be a longer range.
Does it also have? Is there some surfaces it won't stick to? I feel like I was having some. I don't know if that was user error on my part or if it's not universally grappleable to all surfaces. Like it's only some things. I don't. Did anybody else have experiences like that?
It might have been too far away.
Could be.
I know you can grapple your teammate and pull them to their death.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Sorry, Joel. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
No, you're good, man. No,
Go ahead.
no worries. I did not hate any of the guns at all. I agree with Crawler on the AR. Very viable. I feel like there's a lot of Halo games where we just ignored it, basically. I do think personally, so far, the Sidekick is the best Halo pistol outside of Halo CE. Feels very, very good. I agree with Mule on the just basically no real complaints about anything in particular. There's little small things here and there, of course, but they're all things that I expect to be fine come launch or fix shortly after launch. And really just I was playing with one friend over the weekend, and just we couldn't see each other's tags was the only annoying thing, but I'm sure that's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think they said
that shotgun could be powerful, a little more powerful though.
The Bulldog?
Yeah.
I never actually got in a match. I only got it in the drills. It was the only time I actually got to use it.
It's like three rounds if you're fighting somebody with fresh shields. I feel like it
seems like
close. It's one or two.
Yeah, like if you're not real close to them, it feels like it's something that you have to kind of pepper with to kind of bring down shields and weaken other enemies.
Yeah, if you're really close, it's like a 2-shot.
Yeah. But anyways, and my favorite thing, honestly, is the distance for a melee attack. In other Halos, I miss melees all the time because I'm apparently too far away, even though I feel like I'm not. This one, it felt good. It feels like it's viable. Like if you get that motion, the classic where each has their AR, and you're running straight at each other, emptying your AR ammo. It's like who can land the melee first, basically, once your shields are down. That felt really good, really balanced, and I think I'm gonna like it more than the other Halos.
I love the melee too. Like you when you engage it, it sucks you in, and you're like, oh, this is.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah, and there's been a few times that I expected it to grab, and I was just a little too far away. But yeah, melee when you're sliding, melee after the grapple, there's just it. I love the engagements. Everything ends up being so varied, and you're not just like in Halo 3, once you engaged, if you didn't win, it was kind of game over, right? But in this one, you can still start an engagement, but if you start getting double teamed or something, you can get on out of there. You can start sprinting, slide, jump. Like one of the things I did want to mention about the movement. I don't know if you guys have played Halo Wars, but there's some cutscenes where the Spartans go off, and the way we almost like skate around the level, like it feels to me like how they describe the Spartans in the books, like how you see them in the cutscenes, and you're like, I'm not just a walking tank anymore. Like I've even tried running on walls a few times. It's not going to happen, but I'm not going to lie. I was like, I wonder if there's a platform here that I can move along, So,
dude, and the ragdoll effects are fantastic, man. You actually look like a Spartan that can flip a tank when you hit one of them and they fly across the map. It's like perfect, man.
Oh yeah, I've sent a few bots into orbit for sure. The other thing I did have, you know how Halo's always kind of been known for its death animations, right? Halo 1, it was like the spin on one foot and then fall down, and then in Reach it was like your Spartan would always throw his arms out and then spin. You know what I'm talking about? I had that death today. I had that animation. I was like, yo, I don't think they happen every time. Like it was a special circumstance, but I had the Reach death animation, and I was like, I wonder how many if we're going to see others like that spin and stuff like that. Joel, anything else for us?
No, I'll just say my last thing is just my favorite moment was at the very end of a match. I got the last 2 kills of a win. I stuck a bot on its leg with a sticky nade, and another one of the bots was an idiot and stood next to the one that got stuck. So I got a double kill, and that was the end of the match.
That's incredible.
Did you play any PvP?
I did not know, but by the time I heard that it was live, my son had already taken over the Xbox. So rip.
It's already over.
Yep.
All right, and where can people find you on Twitter?
I am at Mediocre Gamer. I'm usually just posting clips from games that I think I'm awesome at, but I'm just mediocre, hence the handle. But it's mediocre, play on words with my last name. But yeah, at Mediocre Gamer, and I'm just hanging out in the Discord usually.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. All right. If we have anybody else in the audience that wants to jump on stage, you can go ahead and request. There should be a button down below. If we have any of the 3, I see more mods that can't request. Hero, Nate, Thaddeus, Hero, if you want to jump in, go ahead, and we'll just...
He said he's got stuff to say. He was talking in mod chat.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So if
there's some podcast questions for you as well, Josh, that you can read. The guys that didn't have mics.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Let me pull those up. Is it in the podcast questions? I see where I was tagged. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is from I don't know. Is it Gramoth?
It's Gramoth. Maybe? It's Gramoth.
Gramoth?
Like it's Gram plus Mammoth.
Oh,
Gramoth.
okay, perfect. Okay, it says I have to head out. Unfortunately, I'd like to raise my hand and hang out, but fix the grav hammer, buff the marksman's weapons for humans. And leave in bot mode, but have it give less XP than regular match on launch. Okay.
Bot mode is going to be there. I'm pretty sure. Like they said, it's going to be almost like Perfect Dark back in the day, where you can have bot matches. It's there for practice.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of XP you're going to get.
It looks like they're saying that they want to get XP from doing the bot matches.
Which I would think there maybe be something in there.
Be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree though on the grav hammer, man. I feel like it's the radius is a little too small.
And
just a little too small.
Slow. Also, I think it feels heavy though. Mm-hmm. Like it feels like you have to wind up and swing the hammer, not just like you have a like a toothpick in your hand.
I feel like it could stay slow. The wind up. You need the wind up because like it does feel like it's a big ass weapon. It is a big ass weapon. Yeah. But if it could, the radius be a little more forgiving, because in Halo 3, like you walked around with that thing and it could probably be a little less than what it was in Halo 3, but it could serve to be a little wider, because somebody comes up and is close to you and you swing it, and they need to add some kind of like if you slam somebody and they go back against a wall or something like that, just kill them. Like they got the smash from the hammer and the smash from the wall. I know there's not physics in there to deal damage based on hitting the wall, but they could just fix it, I guess, if the hammer in general just had a bigger radius.
The one thing I'm wondering about as we talk about the hammer is Griffball. Like, with it being so slow,
the game down a little bit.
Yeah, like I just wonder if it'll be, if it'll still be what people are wanting when it comes to that game. So
with tools in development now, though, like they could probably adjust swing speed. as like a slider or something like that.
For sure. Yeah. Let's see. It says, other than those small complaints, the game feels like the best parts of Halo 3 and Halo 5, and I'm hoping they don't make any insanely drastic changes to after that, since I felt Halo 5 was a major letdown and took the MP of the series in a COD-like direction.
I think this is mostly done. We saw a mostly done product. It's 2 months old, but they aren't changed. This was an AI stress test, AI learning experience. It was a dedicated server stress test. It was eventually a PvP stress test. It was lots of things, and they got lots of data. But this wasn't the game. This whole process this weekend is not going to drastically alter the game. I think it was also a good perspective into the battle pass system, which I think needs a little bit of tweaking. The XP earned needs to be adjusted. That's one thing I saw on Reddit that was like, please adjust, like give XP for just completing matches and not have it tied solely to challenges. Hopefully there's going to be more challenges in the final product, but like Mule is furthest along in the battle pass than all of us because he popped his double XP and had a bunch of the challenges to do. I think I'm only like level 8 or something like that. And Mule, you're like 18, right?
Yeah, I told you guys, just got to get good. No, I think it must have been a combination of using the XP boost, and I had some money left over from buying like the skins for the weapons and stuff. So I think I bought 2 levels, and then the rest has just been XP boost. And I'm like almost 19 now.
It's wild. I love it. I love it. Hero Beyond jumped in. How are you liking the bots, and then how are you liking the PvP? Oh,
this isn't Pokemon Unite either, Hero. So
hold on.
He's having some issues.
I think
he probably needs to check his.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Discord settings, input mic.
Gotta love the live show.
Yeah.
While he's figuring,
I've looked at my Steam just to see how many hours I've played. I don't know if you guys can look on Xbox, but I've played 12.7 hours. Of
wow!
Infinite, so.
And you just got home Friday night, so that is only 2 nights or 2 days of gameplay.
Yeah, nerd.
Yeah. What can I say?
It's cheating if you just leave it idle and walk away from your computer.
Oh,
wow. Hero, your mic's working now.
That's right. I finally got it fixed. The bots is fun.
You're
I like the
breaking up a little
PvP.
bit.
It's
Your mic is breaking up. Let's try again. Here we go. Let's see. Oh,
Roll it back.
Mute. All right.
check.
It's a little better.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. But yeah, I like the PvP modes, bots and real people. It's, I don't know, something about the movement feels off to me still. I don't know if I feel the same way, but
Are you guys okay?
overall, I like it a lot.
I have to. Literally. It sounds like Discord is speeding you up.
Yeah. Is it a USB mic, and is your computer overloaded right now? That's my 2 questions.
That was crazy.
it might be. He might be.
Yeah,
on
let me
mobile.
just drop out. No, I'm not on mobile.
better there. But then
It sounds
I didn't
better.
change anything.
Yeah, try it. Let's try one more time because I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. No, yeah, I think the modes are great.
it's
Bots are fun. People was a lot.
You're on.
Okay.
You're on safe.
Hero, come back on mobile if you can, just to see if that works because we do want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So try to.
You got a guy wanting to come in right now, so jump in and then I'll switch out.
Okay, sounds good. That's the strangest thing ever. It's like he starts talking and Discord hits fast forward.
Normal for you. It sounds normal.
Yeah, so strange. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna bring in. There we go. Looks like Zaxxus.
Hey.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did. Good evening.
Hey, how are you?
I'm having so much fun playing Infinite.
Are you? All right.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I mean, these new weapons are pretty impressive. I feel like sometimes there's a lot of like hit or miss with the previous games when they introduce new weapons, and all of these ones are just bang on. What do you guys think?
I know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The sidekick are great additions.
How
Yeah,
about the Ravager? That thing is like it's so. I can't wait for the alternate fire on that to work. I was a little bummed out that they kind of had to do PvP without it working.
Is that a known bug?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't read the patch notes close enough. Then I'm like, why is nobody burning? I was like, but yeah. Once that works, then yeah, it will be a lot more fun and more viable because it can be a powerful weapon up close. I don't know. I know I picked it up quite a few times, especially in the Hydro map. I don't know the rest of you, and if you guys picked it up a little bit. But it's like 2 or 3 bursts at the floor of somebody, and you can get them with the primary fire function. But if you charge it all the way up, I think it's going to be a great crowd control and zoning. Like you can zone off an entire section for a little bit to give you a clear path for it. I think it'd be like Johnny was talking about. I think with the first night we were playing. Super viable in King of the Hill. I think really fun in as like a cover weapon for CTF as you're trying to escape. I hope that friendly fire comes back because I think that will add a layer to being careful.
No way.
Slow things down a bit to a necessary degree, which could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, kind of leads to another question. I maybe. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Actually. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, one thing that this is really like with your question, how we like the weapons. I think it's really made me excited to see some of the other weapons they're gonna have in the game. Because like that hard light shotgun I loved it.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
The heat wave.
And I would love to see the other weapons they're gonna have, even in the PvE side of Halo. Like it's making me excited to see all the new stuff they're bringing in. Because all the weapons have just felt really good to me. Even if some of them are broken, they still felt good, you know?
Yeah.
And there's 4 total now that I'm thinking about it, because we had the skewer too. That was new.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I was curious, just like a little gripe I found. I'm curious if you guys found this. The grenade sound effects, if they're like close by you or just maybe not prominent enough. I don't mind how well they're being thrown by the bots and how often I'm being killed, but I just can't hear them like I could in other games. I'm curious if you found that.
I've noticed some like audio issues just in general. Like the audio will completely cut out, and
all you hear is grunts.
Yeah.
If you zone into a pre-match.
Yeah, it's just grunting the whole time. You're like, okay.
Makes your Spartan feel like he's deaf. You're like, oh no.
I mean, for me, I use the indicator on my crosshairs, anyways. If my grenade hit, so I mean, I never really noticed it per se.
Well, I actually meant
I think it's grenades coming at you.
Grenades coming at you. Yeah.
Oh, coming at. Oh, yeah. I can see that.
It's usually
then.
the clink, like it's a little clink. And
Well,
loud in 5.
We had a run in. John and I did. We both got shot by a BR as a hammer was coming at us. So either the hammer hit us and took our shields down, or a grenade went off. But we really weren't sure which. And
it was very confusing.
And there's been a few other instances where it's like, oh, I just got killed by grenades, but I never, there was at least 2, and you could see little indicators and stuff here. But I see what you're saying. Like, I wouldn't mind it if they cranked it up a little bit more, and I think it would help with the immersion.
Clank as it came in.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard too with no friendly fire. Like you don't know whose grenade that is. So you're like, do I get out of the way or do I just sit here?
Do they have an outline on them? I wasn't not sure.
I couldn't really tell because sometimes
there's a big outline on me. There's a big outline on stuff that's sitting on the ground that you can pick up, but I didn't notice too much of when it came into a room or something like that. If you backed away from it, if it was highlighted.
Yeah, I don't
know. We're gonna have to test that.
Zaxxus, do you have a Twitter you can share?
Nah, I'm not about that life, but thank you for having me here. It was fun, guys. I like the podcast.
Hey, we're glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out.
We want to do more of these, so stay tuned.
Great.
All right, Hero, if you want to jump back in. Let's
All right,
see.
let's see if it's working this time. Am I super fast or slow?
You're
There you go. It
you're,
just
su-
sped
you're
up
super
again.
fast.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know what it is then.
That was
I'm on
better.
the phone this time. Yeah, I'm on the phone. So I don't know.
That is the
That is weird, dude.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing.
Just keep it at a nice, even.
Yeah, talk
It's
talk real
like
slow and you'll sound
really
normal.
slow.
Dude,
It's like you've left
I
Alabama and
already
you went to
talk
New
slow.
York.
I already talk slow. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, let me get out of here then.
It's so frustrating. I want to hear.
One of the things he was talking about before he left the first time was he was talking about bot movement and what I think kind of just the general consensus of it all. I mean, I think they were trying to learn a little bit, and I think we saw progression a little bit. I think the bots as a whole, as a group, especially in Bazaar, I think is that map, they move as a unit, especially at the very beginning. And I almost died every single time I tried to peek out of the BR or commando room at the top corner. They would all be right huddled around the bottom of the rocket launcher spawn. And they would just look up at you and light you up with 2 or 3 grenades because it was all just straight team shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they were a little bit predictable in that manner. There's sometimes I found them just kind of, they would stare down or up or look around. Like their movement was a little bit off sometimes, but for the most part, I saw Spartan bots actually crouching around a corner, kind of trying to wait for their shields to come back.
And there's the teabagging bots.
Yeah, you guys.
Yes. I saw teabagging bots. Like, what the heck?
Victory squats.
Is that Cortana? Cortana is
Victory
just
squats. Victory squats.
Yeah, victory squats. I had a bot. I could see it like completely. Like I saw profile, but yet bullets were shooting right at me. Like it was not looking at me at all. It was completely its side, and bullets were still angling back and hitting me. I was like,
The bots don't cheat, man. They don't cheat.
That's peculiar.
They're wall hacking. They were definitely wall hacking.
Oh, for sure. Only when I died though. So
I loved what on the very first map. I still don't know the names of the maps, but
live fire is what you're talking about.
Live fire.
Yeah,
live fire.
yeah. You're talking.
They all spawn on the green hill or whatever it's called, green side. And
The
they
nest,
just
I
throw
think.
they just chuck nades at you. You try to get that commando or the BR that's over there, and you just get lit up.
Oh, I just
They
run.
spawn a tower. They just beeline for green corner.
Yeah.
Is what they do.
I just sprint to that BR, grab it, and sprint out. I usually get shot twice. It happened every single time. I was like, this is... And then I throw 2 nades, and 2 of them would run in. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is every game. It's hilarious. So, all right, Hero's back. Let's see if he's still on fast forward.
All right, last try right here.
That's a
Sound better?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I think
the
so.
charm.
Okay. Okay, good. I don't know what it was. What's causing that? One of my questions, though, just getting into it, is how did y'all like that you don't show up on radar when you walk? Did you notice that?
no.
That's how it always was, though.
You had
You
to
had to
crouch
crouch- you had to
before.
You had to crouch.
You had to crouch.
You had to crouch. Halo 5 changed it for their competitive, where if you walk, you don't show up. But this one, if you watch your radar, and they showed it or they talked about it a little bit in some of their waypoint stuff, but if you walk, you're not showing up on radar. So a lot of times when I was playing real people, I started realizing sprinting's really not that much better. So it's almost better just to sneak up on people by walking.
Wow.
I know.
It's a much
Mule, you were
advantage
talking about
not to sprint.
Mule, you were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about how sprint is good for the slide jumps. But
Well, I did a little test. Like, you're not going that much faster sprinting. I think it's more of like a
No, you're not.
like a momentum type of thing, rather than like you're using it for jumps and slide jumps and stuff like that, rather than like getting out of trouble per se. So I mean, I like that. I like this. It's more of like a way just to make the movement more fluid. Because you have the Apexes and CODs out there that everyone wants very fluid movement. But yeah, I was like walking behind somebody that was sprinting, and I stayed up with them like the whole time. So there's not a huge change. So if that's true, man, that could be like a game changer when it comes to competitive.
Yeah, in fact, if you watch your radar, you can tell when you're showing up on enemies' radar, a triangle will appear in the middle. So it kind of gives you a heads up too of, hey, I can be seen now, hey, I can't be seen. So it's good for you to keep an eye on that when you're moving around. Also, the grapple's really fun. Like that was the thing that I like the most so far.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to
amazing.
use it that much.
Man, I pick it up every.
My favorite is just taking the weapons from these guys right before they're about to grab them. That's my favorite part of this game.
That's me with the grapple. Yeah.
Oh, I got to start grappling weapons
yeah,
while they're trying to grab them. That's what I need to do. Just be like, yoink, wait.
I'm gonna be so annoyed if friendly fire is off because what can we make fun of Josh for?
I will just grapple you guys when you go for the gravity hammer. I'll just grab you and pull you into the pit and just watch you fall.
It's the only way we get betrayal medals now.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one more question. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, talking about friendly fire. Did you notice there's no collision either between friendlies? Like you can walk through your teammate.
Yeah, Josh and I ran through each other the other night.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I'm wondering if that's just a pre-build kind of issue.
I think they're going to keep it. I think they're going to keep no friendly fire and no collision just to make it a little more like the entry level to play it a little easier. You know,
they want to get that COD audience or the.
I really do. I think they're going to keep it there.
So
I think
here's a way I think you can maybe get both. You have the Team Slayer kind of playlists. You have the hardcore kind of SWAT-esque playlist that'll have it betrayals and stuff in there. I would hope. I don't know, but they could do the Call of Duty route where there's like the casual and hardcore playlists, and then there's team killing in the hardcore or something like that. So there's still a general Team Slayer kind of playlist, but it's in the hardcore, so it's maybe a little bit different rule sets, and team killing betrayals are on, and some other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of like it. I think it helps because the way some of those maps are built, if you're trying to get around each other in the hallways and things like that, I don't know how well that's going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway from not having betrayals is there's no punishment for getting somebody low, being close, needing to be bailed out by your teammates. Like if you're able to kind of get around a corner and you're like, just nade it and just throw stuff in there, because there's no fear of you getting killed by your teammates. It's only them getting the kill. Whereas you get that betrayal, you get the negative point, and it's detrimental to your team. So you got to be smart about how you go through those engagements.
Yeah, maybe they'll have like a hardcore mode where it's like you have friendly fire on, you know.
Yeah, I could see them doing just ranked versus unranked.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I really love not having friendly fire because, like, I'm a guy that, like, I scoot when I play. I don't stay in one spot. And I would always get killed by teammates because they'd throw grenades in areas. And I'd be like, dude, I was about to kill this guy and you killed me.
Rockets! Rockets.
Josh.
That's Josh. That's Josh that I was talking about.
I love it. I love it. Hero, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, just at Hero Beyond, and then Twitter, Hero Beyond, or just in the Halo Infinite podcast Discord. I'm in there a lot, so just look for me there.
Awesome.
That's where all the cool people hang out.
That's right.
Nice.
You want to be cool, right?
Nice plug. Nice plug. If there is another mod of Nate or Thaddeus, or it looks like anybody else from the audience wants to get on, go ahead and just hit the request, or Nate or Thaddeus. You guys are welcome just to jump on in if you'd like, while we're seeing who jumps in. I'm gonna jump over to the Discord here, and it says this is from Buyers. It says, would love to hang out for the whole thing, but I have to head out as well. Had a lot of fun playing this weekend. Haven't played much past Reach, and I definitely felt the nostalgia of the old games while having some fresh ideas to keep it relevant today. Really excited for it. Excited to listen to the rest of this when it gets out, and great idea to do the roundtable. Yeah, we love hearing from you guys. And so it looks like that's gonna do it for the guest. Any John, anything to close us out?
Oh my god. I can't wait for the next flight. Like, this is gonna be over. I probably won't be able to play it before it ends again, or before it ends. But I can't wait for the next one. I hope it's gonna be more PvP. We had like an hour and a half of PvP this flight, and I just want to play more. Like, it's been a blast. It's an awesome, like, it already feels great. And if this is a 2-month-old build, I cannot wait to see what it looks like in the future.
Mule, any closing thoughts for us?
One of the things I was kind of worried about is the movement for this game, because we kind of talked about it on previous episodes about, they got to compete with the, Apexes and CODs and all that out there. And I gotta say, I am very happy with the movement in this new Halo. Like, it feels good. I don't feel like I'm walking in mud. And that's something I was a little worried about, that I was going to have that Halo, 2 or Halo 3 where, like, I just want to sprint, and, not where you have the sprint in 4 where you have to pull up your gun to shoot and stop sprinting. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you're sprinting, you can fire immediately. You don't have any delay between your sprint and walk with the fire like you do in Halo 4. So my closing thoughts is I love the movement. I love it.
Yeah, there's been times that, like, you can get those reversal medals because, like, you slide past somebody, turn around and start firing on them, and it's almost like they're expecting to be shooting you in the back, and all of a sudden you're right back in their face with maybe a nade at their feet. And that's been one of the things too that's just really, like, I feel like it's setting this one apart. I thought I was gonna really miss the booster, and I don't at all. I think they made the right choice here.
I think the slide is good enough to replace the booster.
It feels more Halo without the booster. Even though I love that feature in first-person shooters, it feels more Halo without it. Crawler,
it was the booster was too much of a get out of jail free card.
Yeah,
it was a lot of times it was used right, like as you started an engagement, to try to get them to miss one of the headshots, and then you could hopefully finish them off. Any other closing thoughts, Crawler, from you?
I'm just excited for what we're gonna. I don't think this is the last of what we're gonna see pre-release. They were pretty adamant to call this not a beta, and definitely classify it as a technical test. So I think we might see some iterations based on data they got from this and what they want to help implement and test some more. So I'm anticipating some more, and I'm just excited to see what the future has. And then inevitably November, possibly early December, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be November when we get to start playing the real thing.
Yeah, really, really looking forward to it. Dreadnought from the Discord says, really had fun, and it brought me back to Halo after a long time. Bots were hilarious and frustrating at the same time. They absolutely were. Yeah, I just the last thing for me is just I feel like Halo is back. Like it, and good on 343, good on Microsoft, for not giving up, right? And not like the delay was what it needed. The esports are going to be crazy with this game. Microsoft's already supporting it, and we're going to see huge plays. This grapple, the movement, everything, like we're going to see things that are going to be like the clips alone are going to get people wanting to play this game, and I think they really are going to give all of their shooters a run for their money with this one, and I'm just stoked to be a part of it. With
Heck
that,
yeah, man.
make sure to jump into the Discord, and there will be a link in the description. And thanks so much for listening and being a part of this. This is going to be a regular thing. If you guys want to be able to jump in and have your voice go out to the community, and this is something we're really stoked about. So, guys, thanks for hanging out, and audience, thank you for being here. We'll see everybody in the next one. Bye now.
Please call us at your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.